Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Commissioner session. And last, but certainly not least, we have Sinead Wynne-Roberts, who is a Content Commissioner, Children's, in the title is good, Learning and Digital at S4C.
In the hot seat.
In the hot seat, still warm. Sinead, let's think about, in terms of stuff that you've commissioned, I guess since this time last year, what's really popped, what's really working for you?
The main thing has got to be a preschool drama called Diana Lolly, and it's just been the most successful thing I've commissioned. I'm so pleased with it. I think we've got some of the producer is, I think, here in the audience, or at CMC anyway. It's a really good example of something. When Don was saying sometimes it just takes one sentence, and that took one sentence. And the idea is Diana and Lolly are twins, and they live in a completely normal, naughty, mischievous lives, and they have special powers. And when they put their hands together and they see a ribbidi-reo, they can freeze their parents. And they go out and have adventures. They can run up mountains. Birds can talk. They can fly. They can shrink. And that was the pitch, you know. And like, you know, it's a good idea. It also fits into what I wanted. So I was looking for a new drama for preschool. I wanted kids in it. And it also had the kind of magical, otherworldly element that is so appealing.
Drama can be difficult to do. Drama for preschool can be difficult. I'm talking about because of the budgets required. I mean, how have you made that work, given that you don't have the biggest budget of the broadcasters here today?
No, our budget for all of children's is under 7 million. So that is a whole service. That's 8 hours a day of Q, which is our preschool, and it's 1 hour a day of Stunch, which is the kids. So I'm really proud of what we do for a very, very small budget. That particular show, it's got a lovely, light-hearted feel to it. We have clips we'll show later. But one thing that really has helped in the last year is the 20% tax credit. So the company, because we only commission indies, we don't make any in-house productions at all. So indies can get the tax credit, and that really helps with topping up the budget. But it is a very small budget. It's, I would say, 1/3 of a normal drama budget for kids.
Has the tax break, has the credit helped offset the fact that actually, your budget is not growing?
No. I think it's going to be the same now for about 2 or 3 years, but it has been decreasing for the last, since I've been in the job for 5 years. So yes, we're finding it difficult. One thing I'm really, really keen on is that we have a certain amount of live action and original programming, original formats within our service. So there's roughly around 76% of the budget goes on original programming, and roughly around, the rest of it is acquisition. That I could change that. We could buy more animation very cheaply. We could have fewer documentaries and so on. But I sort of think if we can just keep to that level and that the standard is there, then I think it's really important to have original programming, because kids in Wales, they want to see Welsh kids on TV, speaking Welsh, being, kids like themselves and kids who are different.
Given that you are effectively having to do more or the same for less, what does that mean for production companies? Does that mean that that their piece of the pie becomes naturally smaller in line with that? Is there a direct?
Yeah.
Does it get passed down the chain?
I just take my hat off to some, what the quality can be sometimes. There are really good business models as well. The Boom Kids, for example, have the contract to supply our wraparounds and a lot of the live content and so on. So a lot of the kids' content comes from them. And their business model is that they've set up studios. They've got everything is in-house. So everybody's on staff, So they don't have to pay extra costs. There's no extra equity fees and so on. There might be It might be for a few people, but, so companies have really worked out different business models that will work for them, and that in turn works for us.
I think they're owned by ITV.
Oh, yes, they are.
But so they have, what proportion of the original content comes from Boom? Because it's quite a chunk, isn't it?
Yes. I can't remember offhand, actually, but it's probably around 30%. Yeah. Yes. And a lot of that is, the wraparounds and links and so on. So they provide that kind of content.
And are you almost exclusively working with independents based in Wales?
Yes, on the whole, but there are examples of where we have worked with
see the room
wider.
Apart from but what is
yes.
Going wider? What is the potential? Is there potential for perhaps co-production or even
Definitely, yes.
Formatting ideas, perhaps?
Definitely. I mean, for acquisitions, for example, we're in constant conversations with animators and distributors and so on about acquiring shows. For original content, if you're not based in Wales, then there are ways of working with us. If you have a really good idea, good format that you think would work for our audience in Welsh, then we can arrange. You either maybe partner up with a Welsh company, or maybe there are freelancers, Welsh-speaking freelancers who can help. So there's a way of doing it. It's more difficult. But it has happened, and it's happened successfully in some cases. Well, in most cases, but there aren't that many cases.
What's the relationship with the BBC? How does that work in terms of programming and opportunities in terms of content?
S4C is mainly funded by the licence fee. So as part of the arrangements with the BBC, S4C has 10 hours a week of BBC content. That is mainly news, and also a soap called Pobl y Cwm, which has been going for many, many years and is a massive, that's our big success story as a soap in the main channel. For kids, the BBC supplies Fail, which is a daily news programme for kids. So that some content does come through to kids.
And then your content actually goes on iPlayer as well, doesn't it? Yes,
we have all S4C content goes on iPlayer. You will find us if you go. I think we're just next to BBC Alba on the top there, and we also have an S4C player as well. But iPlayer has been a real draw for kids, and something like something like 60% of all catch-up on iPlayer is for kids' content in Welsh. So there's something intuitive about iPlayer, I think, that kids love, and also
you see the shows sit side by side, and with something like Bing, you can see the Welsh language and the English one next to one another. That's on right. There.
Oh, there's lots of little kids. I'm not sure if they speak Welsh or not, but they enjoy Bing in all kinds of languages. That's why when people are pitching a big animation project, you have to think about the titles. How do they translate? Bing does fantastically well for us. Pepper, Bodge, they're all the same names. So, you're going to find your favourites, whatever language it is. And remember, we're free. All our content is free. All our kids' content, there's no advertising on it. There's no advertising on any of our apps or any of those platforms. And that's a really important thing, I think, as a parent.
And it's interesting speaking to the people up here previously, because some people want one line, and a resting line, that's a jump-off point for something. Other people would actually like to see a bit more detail from the get-go. Where do you sit in that?
I know. Do there are just things that really stand out. That Day in a Lolly line, it just stands out in my mind. It just really fitted in. There's a light bulb moment. It doesn't always happen like that. But, if you can't say what your programme is or your show is in 2 sentences, then I'm confused. I don't know what it's not clear. Or maybe there's something about it's like dialogue that jumps off the page. There's something about it, and also it also has to fit into what we're looking for. So the idea has to kind of have a receptor, if you like. In the back of your mind, you're thinking, oh yeah, nice idea. It'll fit. So if you are pitching anything, watch the channel, find out what we've got, see what we've already got, and obviously not pitch the same thing.
Are there slots that are opening up, or are there really particular requirements you have at the moment? At this moment in time, we think about series that perhaps coming to an end, or a type of show that you would really love to see on your air.
Well, we're always looking for comedy for kids. The 7 to 12 year age group is always something that's really difficult. So happy to have conversations about that. I'm really interested in formats. I was a big fan when it went out of. In the Smokehouse, that kind of format that works for kids, and also maybe there might be spin-offs for our main channel. And our new head of programmes, Amanda Rees, who's been in post now probably for about 8 or 9 months, is incredibly supportive for kids' programmes, and also sees them as brands that we can maybe build on for our main audience and bring in the adult audience maybe to watch with the family, much as Channel 4 has done. So we're looking for those kind of formats. I'm also interested in, this is a separate issue, but if you go on our website and into s4c.cymru/production, there are call-outs for what we're looking for. And at the moment, for the older age group, 16 to 34, we're looking for short form. And looking for quite interesting, different content there that will be digital first. So just sign up for that, and you'll get notifications. Clip.
Should we see the clip now?
Yes, go on then.
Okay.
Off ni, weld yn ffrindiau.
Helo! Helo bawb! Benedicts. Helo! Ni di Dea Loli! Woohoo! Dacw i'r felin! Helo, fy enw yw Halima. Rwy'n 9 oed. Mae Eid yn oel Islamaidd sy'n digwydd 2 waith y flwyddyn. Pawb yn edrych yn smart ac yn barod I ddathlu Eid. Poblwch? Titch.
Sut deimlad di bod yn frawd mawr ta?
Pan dwi'n teimlo'n isel, dwi'n fel arfer ysgrifennu llythyr a nodi popeth sy'n fy mhoeni I.
Hei pawb rydyn yma at Comic Con Caerdydd. Mae gen I fi ffrind fi Josh, a rydyn ni'n barod I cymryd ymlaen Comic Con. Rwy'n gobeithio dy fod ti wedi hoffi gweld fy mywyd I. Bye! Ta-ra!
So, Sinead, we heard about the BBC spending, allocating more money to kids earlier this week. Given the way S4C is funded, does that mean that there's an accordant? Do you get a bump? Does some of that filter through or not?
I'll take that message back, shall I?
Yeah, okay. I think you've answered that.
I mean, we have a good relationship with the BBC and the content that they do make. As I say, the news programme is on every day and is doing well. I mean, you can see from the clip that it's so important for us to really reflect Wales. Wales is a fantastically diverse country now, and so many children from different backgrounds are going to Welsh language schools, which means that they are fluent, and quite often maybe their parents are not fluent. So for us, I think we're seeing a new phase where maybe we can use children's programmes to appeal to families and to just be more relevant in the whole family's life rather than just with kids, just kind of just for the kids.
Sinead, that was fantastic. Thanks for bringing some stuff to show us and telling us what you're up to. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.